Sandy Berger, you remember him? He stole highly classified terrorism-related documents from the National Archives. Hillary Clinton, Kirsten Powers, hired him as a national security advisor.
Well,
it's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Why would she do this?
I just want to thank you for not calling him Sandy Bergler.
I won't say that.
He is very, very highly respected. He was in the Clinton administration. He was an advisor to her husband, and he's really well liked and well respected. And I think when this happened, it was very perplexing to people. Nobody really understood why he would do it, and they were surprised that he would do it.
But
so
would you really hire somebody to work for you who stole national security documents? Or put it the other way, would you hire somebody to work for you as a national security advisor who can't, by law, get a national security clearance until September of 2008. Let's suppose, as it now looks, Hillary Clinton is the Democratic nominee. Once she becomes the Democratic nominee, she gets the same CIA briefings that the president gets. Her national security advisor can't sit in on those briefings if it's Sandy Berger, because he can't get his clearance back until September of 2008, 3 years after he
except I don't know. All we know is he's going to be an advisor. We don't know how big of a role this is. We don't know, is he the primary, national security advisor, or is he just somebody who's going to advise her and, occasionally? I mean, we don't really know. I mean, I assume that he's not going to need to be looking at those types of documents, or they wouldn't have hired him for that job.
He hid the documents under a construction trailer after checking the windows of the archives and Justice Department buildings to make sure he was not being watched. Why would Hillary Clinton want a bum like that who stole documents advising
He is
her?
not a bum. My understanding of it was, and we were talking about this off air, is that what he took were copies of things, and you're saying that that's not the case. But that's my understanding of it. So it's bizarre behavior. And look, if I was on the campaign, it would be something I would argue against. I don't think it's a good idea for them to have done this, just because it brings a lot of baggage that they don't need to deal with.
You know what irritated me? I think that there were two crimes committed here. One was that he stole these documents. The other was that he was not prosecuted aggressively, that he was treated with kid gloves. The prosecutor who recommended 6 months probation and $10,000 in jail. You know what happened to him? The Bush administration made him a life-tenured federal judge in New Jersey, of all places. And then, in order to give him another Benny, they tried to promote him to Sam Alito's old seat on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit in Philadelphia. And Republicans in the Senate said, enough's enough. Ron in Benson, Arizona. Ron, welcome here. Sandy Berger working for Hillary Clinton. Are you surprised?
Really, I'm not. You called him a bum earlier. I think that's kind of funny, because what he really is he's a lying, stealing thief, and he's a perfect addition to any Clinton administration. Good old Hillary, when you surround yourself by lying, stealing thieves, what does that say about you?
It's like that kind of thoughtful commentary. I just don't even know where to
Why
start.
would she hire him with his baggage?
Because he's a.
Let's assume that the Salmon article is accurate.
Because first of all, he's not. First of all,
wait a minute.
No. You already said your say that he's not. People who take one instance of something and then smear the person as like a lying thief, blah blah blah. He's a person who's served the government. He's a person who served Bill Clinton very well. He was a very good national security advisor. Look, if I was her, I would not hire him because of the baggage that comes along with this, but I also wouldn't sit there and talk about him the way that this caller is talking about him, and and the suggestion that this is the people the Clintons surround themselves with.
Go ahead, Ron.
How can you call this man an honorable man? That's all I've got to say.
All right, thank you, Ron. He did steal documents, and he did lie about it to the FBI. He could have been prosecuted for obstruction of justice.
I wouldn't hire him. The thing about it is, I've heard other, explanations for it. I've heard that,
I've heard Bill say, "Oh shucks, it was Sandy. He's goofy. He's an absent-minded professor. He didn't remember that these things were in his socks or at the construction site, and he doesn't know where the scissors came from."
Yeah, but he's not a person who has a history of doing things like this. Do you know what I mean? It's not. This is a person who is very well respected, not just by Democrats.
All right. Charlotte in Jacksonville, Florida. Charlotte, welcome to Brian and the Judge.
I just wanted to make the point, no matter what Hillary Clinton does, Kirsten sticks up for her. This guy is a lying, stealing guy, and he got away with it. And if it would have been a Republican, they would have hung him.
Hey, Donna in Chicago. Welcome to Brian and the Judge, Donna.
I just wanted to say, you guys getting down on Hillary for hiring this one guy, but what about our president who surrounds himself with shady people? I mean, Scooter Libby, Alberto Gonzalez, Karl Rove. What about all those people? We still trust him?
Well, all right. It's a very interesting point. Karl Rove was convicted. Alberto Gonzalez was forced to leave office. Karl Rove wasn't convicted.
No.
Scooter Libby was.
Yeah.
Is Rove shady? What are you talking about, Donna?
You know what I'm talking about. You're very smart and well informed.
Fox News reports that the Clinton campaign confirms that Berger is an unpaid advisor to the campaign. What would that mean, Kirsten Powers, an unpaid advisor? From time to time, he'll talk to Howard Wolfson. He's not in the inner circle.
It means he's associated with the campaign, and it's somebody that they would call on and ask for advice. It's not the person who is doing the day-to-day, national security policy.
Okay. Todd in Georgia. Welcome to Brian and the Judge, Todd.
I believe that Hillary's hiring him as payback, because if those documents had been available to the 9/11 Commission, would she even be a credible candidate? And what would he be doing now if we knew what he was doing or not doing for all those years he was in there?
Yeah, except he's not getting paid, so it's not much of a payback.
Yeah, but when she gets elected, what's he going to be doing? Once she's in there,
yeah, but she doesn't have to bring him on in her campaign right now.
All right, here's the latest, Todd, from Carl Cameron, who's the Fox News chief political correspondent. The Clinton for President campaign confirms that Sandy Berger is an informal, unpaid advisor. He is a volunteer who Clinton aides say offers his insight periodically. He remains a personal friend of both Clintons. Aides make no bones about his advisory role. Clinton aides say Berger is not a central figure in the campaign, but has valuable and welcome input.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yes. I mean, that's...
Well, the thing is, once she gets elected, he'll become a paid advisor.
You don't know that. I mean, and the thing is, it's like, is this argument that because he did this, that she should disassociate herself from a person that she's probably known for 20 years.
Government documents to make his ex-boss look good? Could you trust someone with a national security clearance who did that?
That's not what they're having him do. He's not being sent out to represent her.
Garrett in Virginia.
I think that if she has him under her wing, she can keep an eye on him, and he becomes less of a liability because she controls him.
Well, why does she need to control him?
Well, because there's probably a lot more to that story about the burglar scandal than the public knows about.
Is there more? That's an interesting observation, Garrett. Kirsten Powers, is there more? I know you love this story. You're so happy that Kilme took today off. Is there more than meets the eye on this? Did Sandy Berger do more? See, I promised I wouldn't say it. Yeah. Did Sandy Berger do more damage than he was even prosecuted for?
I don't know. I don't know where you guys come up with this stuff. Honestly, I mean, it's just like all this. I don't think it's quite as nefarious as you're making it out to be.
What do you think he has on the Clintons, Garrett?
He doesn't have
that she has to keep
Clintons.
an eye on him, as you say.
Well, I don't know. The whole thing just seems suspicious that he never really got in trouble, so to speak, for what he did.
Scott in Tennessee.
You know, it's nice that you've got the two of you there to kind of bounce each other's opinions off each other. But Kirsten, you're not going to win this battle on Sandy Berger. First of all, the Clinton administration was rife with felons. And
no, it wasn't.
All baloney. Come on. How about the 40-plus dead bodies in the last 20,
oh my
25
God.
years?
Okay. I mean, that's just like, let's start playing the Twilight Zone music. I mean, I'm sorry. People were not just dying all the time in the Clinton administration. I worked there. That is not the way it is. That is just propaganda. It is right-wing propaganda.
Twice the truth. Twice the knowledge. Twice the opinions. Brian and the Judge on Fox News Talk.